Yeah, yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
blank a year for student. I was or I am.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
kind of just a good review too. But you can make
Yes,
it hard. Can
yes,
have
yes.
it easy or you can make it hard. So
Yes, I
hopefully
got it.
she
I got it. I got it.
okay.
Hmm. Yeah.
Anyway, so tell me about you. What do you do in your city?
Yeah, 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 yeah. Thank you for asking. And here, I work here as a teacher as well as tailor.
As a tailor?
And as a teacher.
Oh, as a teacher. What do you
Yeah.
teach?
I teach English to children here.
Lovely. That's lovely. Um,
Yeah.
I think I've talked to many different teachers on Cambly, and some of them teach high school level. Some of them are in schools, like graduate school, or they're majoring in English. So it's always lovely to meet teachers on Cambly.
Yeah, yeah.
And so, how old are your students?
Yeah, my students, some of my students are 20 years old, some of my 25 years old, and some of my 15, 10. I, uh, I have all of ages of students here because I, yeah, because I teach all of my students how to speak English. So
Lovely.
that's why I have all of ages students.
Here's another website I like that your students might like. It's called
Yeah,
GamesToLearnEnglish.com. I sent you the link. Maybe your
yeah,
students will like to practice that. It's more for beginners. The
yes,
first
yes, yes.
one can be for intermediate because there are some questions that are more in depth, like what would you do
Yeah,
in
yeah,
this
oh, yeah,
situation?
yeah, yeah,
But
yeah,
the
yeah,
second link
yeah,
is really more for beginners to learn vocabulary
yeah,
words
yeah. Yeah.
and how to speak a
But
sentence.
but but tell me one thing. How can I improve my English like you? What should I do to improve my English? What
Um,
and where I'm making mistakes in while speaking English? Tell me about something.
I don't hear you making a lot of mistakes.
Mm.
Um, I think your level, is good. Your grammar is good, is what I'm trying to say. Um, Maybe do shadowing with the tutor where they read and then you read after them, just to work on the pronunciation, because
Yeah, yeah.
I don't think there's anything else you need to work on. Just maybe, and you don't have to sound American. No, you don't have to sound British or
No,
American, but just to, make it so that if you talk to anyone in the world, like from any region, they won't ask you, "Can you say that again?" or they won't ask you to repeat it. Um, I think
yeah,
you can do that with television, but with students, what we do is usually we use this website. Do you know the Ingu website? That's the one we most often use for practicing pronunciation. This one, and I can send you the link also. Just a moment. I closed the screen, but this website is great for shadowing.
yeah.
And you go to materials, and then we would look at daily news, and then we could pick any article uh,
Yeah.
of interest with the student. I let the student pick whatever article they want, and there's different categories. So we could do
Yes,
education,
yes.
um, language and education, and then when we pick an article, um, usually what the students like to do is they'll listen to me read a situation or event that involves conflict or is interesting or emotional. And then they will read it right after me,
Yeah, yeah,
trying
yeah,
to pronounce the words more clearly
yeah,
and
yeah. I
slowly.
know. I know. My
That's
pronunciation is not very well, and I want to improve it. But hard. I couldn't achieve my goal. Oh, what should I do? My very practical to improve. What should I? What? How can I pronounce words like you?
So 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 go to the websites that have audio. Like this one will
Yeah,
pronounce the word for you too. Notice
yeah, yeah,
some of the words, not
yeah,
all of them. Like this one. You press
yeah,
this and it'll say
yeah,
it.
yeah, 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 yeah.
Annoyed.
I know.
So
I know.
yeah,
Yeah.
go to those websites where you can listen to each word, and then you
Mm,
just practice afterwards. I think
yeah.
it's just a matter of your ear getting used to hearing the sounds. It's the same way as when we're little, we learn how to
Yeah.
communicate. We're hearing the language way before we try to say the word. So
Yeah.
just listening and repeating is all you
Yeah.
can do, whether it's television. Oh,
Yeah. Yeah.
the using
Yeah. Yeah. I know.
the
Yeah.
script.
Listening. Yeah. Listening is a good way for learning. Yeah.
I'm sorry?
Yeah. Listening is a good way for learning.
A good way for learning?
Listening.
Oh, yes, yes,
Yeah.
listening.
Yeah.
Yes,
Listening because
I
yeah.
agree.
Yeah. Because I know language is learned through listening. Well, I know the children learns their language through listening.
Yes, mhm.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
for adults, though, we learn differently. We have to just learn by repetition. Kids
Yeah.
have
Yeah.
a different
Yeah.
type of
Yeah.
brain where they can just learn very easily before age 6, but we have to
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
do repeating over and over is how we
Yeah.
learn.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I think you're doing great. I think you're
Yeah.
easy to understand. I'm not asking you, can you say that again? No, I can understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
your
Yeah.
accent is not that strong. No, but if you want to get better, I would just say, practice the
Yeah. Yeah.
listening
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
repeating.
Tell me one thing. Tell me what is my English level? Intermediate level, below level. What kind of my English level? Can you tell me my English level?
Um, I mean, I think you're more advanced than most of my students, so I think you're high level. But I'm not, I mean, unless you took an IELTS exam or something, we wouldn't know like your actual level, but compared to others that I talk to, you're more
Mm.
advanced. So,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
um,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
yes, I think I'm talking to you the way I would an American. Like I'm not
Yeah.
changing what I say. I'm
Yeah.
talking to
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
like
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
so thank you so much for calling me. It
Bye.
looks like
Bye.
we're
Thank
out
you.
of
Thank you. Bye.